Hi Charlene, how are you today?
How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to go over a couple things with you. Confidentiality is still the same. You are still able to look at anything that I write down today. I will be taking notes on this paper, so feel free to look at that at any time. You can come back and look at anything you want to, okay? The boundaries are still the same. I am still mandated to report any kind of suicidal thoughts or actions on anybody else, okay? The purpose of this interview today will be this will be our last interview, so our termination will be part of this interview, the accomplished goals that we went over. And then we're also going to go over our aftercare plan and some follow-ups, okay? Do you have any questions for me today?
I don't think so.
Okay. Tell me some of your feelings about today, since today is our last interview.
I'm a little anxious to see, after all this is over, how I go about not being able to come in here and talk about things. But I'm excited.
Okay. I just want you to know that just because this is our last interview, that does not mean that we cannot ever have interviews like this before, okay? So anytime you do feel like something's coming up and you do need an appointment, just call and let them know, okay, and we can do this again. I wanted to first start out with some questions for you. How have you been since our last meeting?
I would say that my anxiety has been better. As far as my husband and family, none of that has really changed, but it's kind of just the normal now, so it's not, it is what it is. But my anxiety has been better, and I feel like my, I don't know, I feel like I feel better. I'm not as, my husband and the whole family thing, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
Okay. Has anything changed as far as your physical discomfort? I know that was a big thing for you, the anxiety and the how you
I
felt.
would say it's gotten better. I've been doing self-care, so I've been walking and the neighborhood by myself just to kind of clear my mind and stuff. And that's really helped. It's brought it down a lot, I feel like.
Okay, well that's good. How many times a week and how long do you do that?
It's usually 3 times a week, and it's about 30 minutes each time to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour sometimes.
Okay. Is there any updates on your husband and how he's been doing?
I think he's actually been doing better. We talk more now. He calls me more.
Okay.
But as far as a time or when he'll be getting there, we have no idea. There's no improvement on that, but there has been improvement on just talking to him. He sounds like he's doing better.
Okay. Your family with the situation of your husband, and then also how they haven't been very supportive in that situation. Has any of that changed at all?
As far as my relationship with my family, it's gotten better, but it's just because we don't talk about that.
Okay.
I think when he gets out, if he gets out, we'll do I would like to do a family counseling or just get them together and just kind of let them talk.
Okay.
Because it's been so long since they have.
Gotcha. Okay. Whenever you do the family counseling, is that something you want us to set up, or do you want to take that on your own and do that?
I'll probably have you guys set it up.
Okay.
Probably. But that just depends on when he gets out.
Okay. Alrighty. I want to first start by going over the accomplished goals that we went over. I know that the GED classes were your number one.
Yes.
Can you kind of tell me how those went?
I think they were good. I've learned a lot, and I actually did get my GED, so
Hey, that's good.
they went well, I would say.
Okay. Now that the GED was accomplished, the employment, that is the next stage.
Yes.
Have you done anything in that?
Not really, just because I just got my GED, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what it is I would want to do and apply to those places. But I haven't really applied applied yet.
Have you been back to the staff mark that we talked about
No.
since the GED?
I haven't,
No. Okay.
but I will be going.
Okay. Some of the I want to know some of your feelings about the goals that you've had. Do you feel like that those are something that can be accomplished? And since you've already got your GED, that was a major thing for you, I know.
Yes. And I feel like now that I have a GED, the other goals I can accomplish those. It's just going to take time, and now that I actually have my GED, it'll be faster.
Okay.
So I feel like I met the main one, and then now I can keep meeting them.
We can do so the next step for you would be to do the staff mark and let them know that you have your GED. Have you talked to them about that? Is that something you need to take a copy of? How long will your GED come in? Did they tell you anything like that?
I think they said like 2 months maybe I'll have it.
Okay. So we should have a job pretty soon. That's awesome. That's a good thing.
And that will also help with my bills.
Yes, that will. Okay, so the aftercare plan. What is your goal in that? What do you want us to? What's going to be your goal after we leave these meetings?
Just to like have a steady job, be able to pay my bills. I mean, just not stress about like being able to live on my own.
Right. Now, I'm going to reflect back to your husband's court. Is that also a financial burden that you're having to pay for?
Yes.
Okay. So that'll help if you get your job. That'll help with that too. Okay. So the follow-up. How would you like to do that?
What are the options like?
We could do one of two things. I could call you and we could do it over the phone if that's something that would be good for you, or we can do a kind of like a short meeting and just come in and we'll talk about where you are and how you feel about things and if there's something else that we need to do.
Okay. I think I'd rather meet.
Okay. And you don't have to set all that up today. You can do that. You can call in whenever you're ready.
Okay.
What would be a good time? I was thinking 3 to 4 weeks, but that's up to you, whatever.
That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty, do you have any questions for me today?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, it was nice meeting with you, and I will look forward to seeing you in 3 or 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.